Hey, what's going on, guys? From Favreau here, and today I'm gonna make my first review that I'm gonna try hard at of this Athearn Genesis F7A unit. This is the most recent version, as of 2015. I think they released it in around 2010. Okay, so a little bit of prototype information of this model. The F7 was made by EMD in 1949 February. It was produced till 1953 in December. It is a 1,500 horsepower diesel-electric locomotive produced, as I said, by EMD. Santa Fe was, I believe, the company that ordered the most. So yeah, they were ran in AB. This is the A unit. The B unit is basically a cabless version of this. They ran an AB unit consist and also ABA consist, as well as AB, BA, etc. Let's see what else. So there was two phases. There was an early phase, which is known as phase 1, and there's a phase 2, which is the the modified, or the more recent version. The phase 2, as far as I know, has only a few differences. So I actually have this NTH F7 here as a example. All I know the difference is, well, the horns, the original phase 1, I believe there was one horn here and one horn here, and now there's only one. And the biggest thing that I see as a difference is this dynamic braking fan. It should be 36 diameter, 36 inches wide, like these, if it was phase 1, but this is phase 2, so it's a little bigger. And you see, here's the MTH version. I see this is just as big as these. So yeah, that's just a little bit of prototypical information. Let's see, the Santa Fe, Santa Fe had 247 of numbers of these engines, 247 B units, sorry, and 215 A units. Surprisingly, there's more B units than A units, which I find sort of surprising. So that's about it for the prototype information. Let's go. Okay, so for details, we'll start with the front. As you see, here is the light. This is the headlight. As you see, there's two light bulbs for the front headlight. There is a Mars light at the top, and there's an emergency light, which is basically for the A unit that goes backwards. Here's MU hoses, uncoupling lever, and they did come with a, what do you call it? An air hose or brake hose that comes out in the front, but it made the assembling of this locomotive really complicated. And since this locomotive was used, there was a lot of problems with it, so I had to always take out the shell, put it back in, take out the shell again, put it back in, and so I just decided, screw it, I'm just gonna leave it out. Plus, you have to glue it on every single time you take the shell off, or you have to take it off every time you take the shell off, and you also have to glue it back on every time you put the shell back on, which in my opinion was too complex. So yeah. There's also these things, which I forget what they're called, grab irons, number boards that don't light up. Sadly, I wish they did. There's grab irons here. There is, more grab irons here, or hand, whatever you want to call those. Yeah, grab irons. Oh yeah, there was windshield wipers in the front. There's grab irons up here. There's the horn, obviously. There's these. This is a special, unique feature I think they had. There's a little thing down here. I don't know. Yeah, they're sort of hard to focus. Come on, camera. Come on, camera, you can do this. My camera just doesn't like to focus up close, but yeah, you can see in this view, there's a thing down here. This is a step ladder, so basically the crew can stand on here and hold on to this grab iron, which is missing. I don't know where it is. It fell out though, so there's a grab iron here. So basically, the crew can stand on this platform and hold on to this grab iron when the engine's moving slowly. But yeah, the grab irons, as you know with Athearn, they don't really put much glue in the grab iron, so technically I could just easily pull all these out, like with my fingers, but so that's why they don't put any glue in it, so you basically have to, they always fall out and you have to reattach them. That's one thing with Athearn, because there's so much detail. Like, you won't find these grab irons on the MTH model. As you see right here, there's nothing. Anyways, there's also marker lights in the front here, which don't light up again. There's an interior, which is sort of hard to see. There is no figures. Yeah, there's no figures inside. There's a mirror here, which is sort of broken. The original owner glued it on. These things are stickers, actually, I think. And again, they glued it on, so it doesn't look that well, but you're not going to really notice it. There's pretty good truck detail. There's the brake hose and all that stuff. So yeah, moving on to the side, you see this grill, and it's etched, so you can see through it, as you see. You can see through the grill, really cool. There's a metallic finish, as you see it shines. You can sort of see it reflects a little more, and it does actually reflect a little better than Walther's kinds. The Walther's doesn't reflect as much, which is not as prototypical. There's clear, glass inserts for these, as well as all the windows in the front. Very crisp paint. It looks really nice. There's these grills, which aren't see-through. There's the fuel tank and everything down there. As you see, there's a little more truck detail here. I forget what it's called, but it's something. Here's the fueling stuff. More grab irons, as you see. And again, the etched metal roof. Now on an angle, you can see the grab irons a little better. So yeah. Now, moving to the back. So the back has, very decent detail. The ME hoses, which again sort of like bent out of place after assembly of the engine. And this one broke off. It's okay. I mean, you're not going to exactly see it. So it doesn't matter too much to me. But, it's really good. There is no diaphragm, which is sort of a disappointment from Athearn. I really wish I could see like a good diaphragm that operates like the MTH one. As you see, this one actually is sort of moves, not really, but it has at least one. The Athearn one is just plastic, doesn't move at all. There's a door with a handle, as you see there. If the camera will focus. There, so you can see the handle on the door. Again, there's a glass insert here. And this detail here is also an uncoupling lever, and for some reason, oh, there it is. It's hiding. It's sort of bent out of place, but here it is. Here's the crap. It's really bent out of place for some reason. I didn't even see it at first, but there is the, there is the brake hose. There is a rear backup light, which I don't know if it's prototypical or not, but it's there. I think it is, because Walther's also has it there. It is missing, however. I'm not sure if this is prototypical or not, again, for Santa Fe. Oh, wait, never mind. Sorry. Pretend it never happened. Anyways, moving on. Again, the side has basically the same stuff. There is a little bit different here. There's the speed control, camera, etc. It just basically tells you the speed, how fast the engine's going. But yeah, basically the same detail. There's also, by the way, there's also these, the doorknobs, or whatever you call those things here also on the sides. Okay, so now we'll move on to the roof of the engine, all the details. As you see, there are the roof vents, which I showed you already. And as you see, there are, you can actually see the blades, which they don't spin, but they're there. For some reason, my camera's there, that's better. And it's really hard to see, but there are lift rings on the roof. Now, I'm gonna try really hard to show you, but if the camera just doesn't focus, then I can't show you. That's better. So as you see, and it just gets out of focus again. But because you could have seen there for 1 second that there was lift rings. Come on, there. Okay, so there are lift rings. There are actually holes in them, but my camera just doesn't like to focus on things up close, so I can't show you that. Anyways, so that's the details for the roof. Now, this is just a comparison for you guys out there that own an MTH model and they want to see if the Athearn model is better. So there are a few different things. As you see here, there's the more accurate, white background for the lights instead of the red ones in the MTH model, which makes the model look really weird. I don't know why. It just looks really weird now. Yeah, and this has the prototypical 2 headlight bulbs and the Mars light as well as the red light there, while this one only has the Mars light and the single light headlight, which again is not really accurate. MTH model does not have the MU hoses, neither does it have the brake hose, and there's a really huge coupler in the front, which makes it look really weird. You can't really see it from here, but it's just really big. It's much bigger than the regular couplers. It is missing these things on the side on the MTH model, but for a plus side, the number boards and these marker lights light up, which I think is really interesting. They both have windshield wipers as well as interior cab detail. These don't have the rear view mirrors on the side, excuse me. And there's also a little person in there. I don't know if you can see the head there, but yeah. They both actually do have lift rings, but these lift rings are a little bolder and they're just a little too big to scale. And yeah. There's also missing a bunch of details on the MTH model, like these grab irons. They're not on here, and neither does it have the side grab irons that are on, the side here. MTH, as you see, doesn't have it. I think I already showed you that, but it's just there, just to show you. And also, there should be 3 windows, 1 door window and these 2. While this one has, well, you can sort of see it, but it looks like 2 windows. MTH surprisingly does have the the shiny metallic paint, as well as the good the grill etched metal grills, which I'm actually quite surprised about because that's pretty good. As you saw on the back, well, yeah, basically there's no MU hoses, there's an uncoupling lever, and surprisingly, for one reason, there is a brake hose on the MTH model on the back, but not in the front. There is the nice diaphragms. They're sort of rough, but they're there and they do operate, which is a good thing. It's missing this detail here, which I don't know what it is, but as you see, it's there, but it's not here. The rivets on the MTH model are slightly bigger. It's sort of hard to tell, but yeah, it's just a little bit out of scale. There's no truck detail on the MTH like the Athearn. As you see, there's this thing here and this thing here, while MTH doesn't have that or that. So yeah, which makes the MTH a little bit, less detailed. What's cool about MTH is these windows, or whatever you want to call those, they're actually rounded. Like, they look like they're a round window, which is prototypical. While the Athearns don't look round at all. It's just, a window. As you see here, again, this is a rounded, and this one isn't. So yeah, that's just my thoughts on the thing. I also noticed a few other things, like it says water here, while it doesn't say anything here. It just says the 39C, which again, if the camera will focus, come on. But yeah, it just says the 39C, which is prototypical. So yeah, that's about it. For comparison, the MTH, as you see, has a lot less details. So, Athearn, obviously, they say Athearn has, this is the best F unit you could ever find out there. It has all the details you could possibly think of. I don't really think you could add much else. I mean, everything is there. Anyways, let's move on to the, okay, so now we're in the basement, the really loud basement, and as you see, there's no power to the track yet. I'm going to start this thing up by putting the power on. As you see, all the lights light up in the passenger cars, and it starts up. So, this is equipped with a Tsunami sound decoder, 16-bit quality sound, really awesome, love it, but it's salami, and apparently something just, shorted out, don't know what that is. Anyway, so I guess we're gonna watch it start it up again. We're gonna select the loco number 044. Okay, so we're gonna turn on the headlights. It's not as bright as it is on the camera, but you know, who cares? Let's turn on the Mars light, which looks like that, and if we turn on the emergency light, it looks like that. So all the lights turned off. You can't turn on the headlight again with this on, and yeah. So let's turn that off again, and there you see other two. Headlight is, you know, function 0. Mars light is function 5, and emergency light is function 6. So this is the bell, which is function 1. This is function 2, the horn. This is function 3, the short horn. This is the dynamic brake fan. It's sort of quiet, but you'll hear it. But yeah, it's a quiet hum in the background. Function 8 is mute, as you see. Function 7 is dimming the headlight, as you see. This is dim, this is not dim. So when it's undim, you can see sort of how the two lights, where the two lights are. It's much dimmer than you think it is, but you know. Oops. Function 9 is braking, so when you're, you know, running this engine, that's the running, you know, the brake. But yeah. There's also the coupler. And yeah, so that's basically it. So let's start her up. Now mine has a sort of a rough start. I think there's something wrong with the motor in this one, but it should, you know, start up really smoothly. So this is speed step 3. Here's speed step 2. And speed step 1 is, again, sort of jerky on my engine. The B unit that came with this engine does not jerk at all. It runs perfectly fine, so yeah. It's just something wrong with this engine's motor. But yeah, so I usually run at speed step 2. So as you see, very, very smooth. Speed step 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So yeah, you see, very, very smooth. Now we're going to turn it back down. And I'm also using 128 speed step, by the way. And I'm going to break it back, and here's the backup light. Backup light, come on. Oh, sorry. That's weird. So for some reason the backup light isn't starting up. Well, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, usually the backup light lights up. I wonder why, honestly. Maybe... Wait a second here. That's so weird. Select logo 044. But yeah, okay, anyways, that's basically the logo itself. Let's see if I could try again. So, come on, backup light, turn on. I guess the backup light burnt out. But yeah, Athearn uses bulbs, incandescent bulbs, by the way, so they do burn out sometimes. The front headlight burned out in mine when I got it, so I had to contact Athearn. They gave me some free incandescent bulbs as replacements. So yeah, they come in packs of 4. As you see, there's only 3 here. I used 1 up, and there's 2 other ones. Anyways, so yeah. That's how it works. It runs really smoothly, except speed step 1, but it should run really smoothly if you get one that's new. It sounds great. I mean, yeah. So yeah. Anyways, we're gonna bring her back, and I'm gonna wrap my thoughts up. Okay, so, you know, if you're a Santa Fe lover or an F7 lover in general, this is a terrific model. I'd highly suggest you to buy this. Very great. The price for this is $219 off Trainworld. If you buy it straight from Athearn, it is, I believe, $229, I think, or $249. Usually, if you get the set, original price is $495 for the A and B set with DCC and sound. If you get the separate, single ones, it's, as I said, $299 or $249. I don't know, but I got it. If you buy it new at Trainworld, which is usually the cheapest place, it is $219 for one of these. Now, I actually scored it off of eBay. Now, so this came with the A set, and I don't want to show myself in the camera, as well as the B set, which is right here. Now, this also has sound, and this one worked perfectly fine out of the box. This one actually had some motor issues, and as well as a faulty decoder, so I had to contact Athearn to give me a replacement decoder, which also actually failed. That decoder was bad again, and so I had to return that one and get another one, and thank God that one worked fine. So yeah, anyways, so I actually got these two sets used again with a lot of broken detail parts, but who cares, for actually only $200. So that's actually a great deal. So glad I got it. But yeah, so again, if you like F7s, you like Santa Fe, or any other brand or company, go ahead. I mean, this is a great engine, whether it's in a different paint scheme or etc. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like down below. Subscribe if you want more reviews or runs of this engine. And yeah.